So you will make sure you put the status of the offer. If you put the status of the offer, the easier it is for you in the long run. And make sure you put the purchase price as well, because like I said, more information you put, the more everything will be auto-filled into the forms for you. I like to do the closing date, 30 days out. So there you go. If you want to do it 45, it's honestly up to you. I do 30, so there we go. View loop. So as you can see, you should have all of the documents that you need so far from in the beginning. Over time, you may need new documents. I will show you how to do that later, but right now this is all you need when you initially start. You go to view details, and you will fill out as much information as possible. Make sure you assign everybody a role. Again, everything is auto-filled, so it will definitely help you in the long run if you fill out as much information as you can from the beginning, so when you start filling out the forms, everything will be filled out for you. So I will use Paola as the listing agent. Some people's information will already be in Dotloop. Some people use Dotloop, some people don't. So it just depends. If you need to find out their email and their phone number or anything else, it should all be in the MLS. But, you know, sometimes it's on Dotloop. So you can just click on that and you have to assign them their role. Again, it's very imperative that you do all of this. I will then add the buyer, which is my client. As you can see, if you make multiple offers for this person, their email will pop up already, so it's a convenient thing. But if not, just make sure you fill out the information for them and assign them their role. And then we will just use Jane Doe as the seller. Of course, you want to also add the loan officer as well. Bob is who we typically use. If you use someone else, you know, that's on you. But make sure you have his information, because if the offer gets accepted, you need to send this to him, and you also need to send it to the attorney. So make sure you have the attorney's information on here. So we will have loan officer. Bob also uses Crystal as the loan processor, so make sure you put all this information. If you need to find out all this information, of course, just go to, you know, anybody within the team. They should be able to give you all this information, but these are the people that you will definitely need. And loan processor. I will put Michael as who we use. Michael Newell is who we use as the attorney. Again, your client can tell you who they want as the attorney, but this is who we typically use in trust. So just use whoever they want to use or whoever they're using. Again, this is not always who is always used during transactions. Loan officers can, of course, change depending on who they want to use. Not everybody's going to use Bob, and you might not always know who the loan processor is. So if you just only know who the loan officer is, just put the loan officer. If they don't want to use Michael and they want to have their own attorney, use that, and make sure you get the email. Just make sure you have all this information, because again, in the long run, this will make your life so much easier. Sometimes this information will already be filled out for you, sometimes it won't. Just make sure everything is filled out here that you can find. Of course, you can find out the MLS number in the MLS in the listing. So just put that number. Right now, we'll just put 1, 2, 3, 4. And the parcel number, you can either find it on the listing or you can find it in Realist. This is very important to have because sometimes, you know, addresses are incorrect, and the only thing that's usually always correct is the parcel number. So make sure that you have this, because this is what will identify the property if anything else, you know, gets changed. And usually the tax ID doesn't usually change, from my knowledge. And I'll just use that for now. You're going to fill out, if there's any earnest money that's going to be held, make sure you fill out at who the attorney is that will hold the money. So, of course, we will use Michael and just fill out how much earnest money. Here you're going to put the closing date. So this is optional, but I recommend you do it. You can put the offer date and the offer expiration date. This is used for the additional provisions addendum. Not everybody uses it. It really depends on you if you want to use it in your offer or not, or anything, because I usually use it for expiration of offers to, make sure that we get an answer a lot quicker. But some people don't use it. So it's honestly up to you if you want to put this information or not. But I deeply recommend you do. But I'm going to just leave it blank just for time's sake. But definitely fill this out if you want to make things easier when it comes to filling out that form. You will not need to fill this out, not this, not this. You will need to put the geographic description. Again, this is what helps identify the parcel. I definitely recommend you put this on there. Sometimes I know they don't have it on there, especially with new construction, but again, just try to put as much information as you can on here. So we'll just use this for now. Then you're going to fill out the lot number, the subdivision, which all this information you can find, usually the subdivision, the section, the addition, the block, is within the legal description. So you're just going to take all of that and just put it in here. The deed book and the deed page should be on the MLS. Sometimes it's not. You can find that information on Realist, and when you scroll down on the first report page on Realist, it should have it on there. So that's where you just can fill out this information. Some people do, some people don't. Like I said, the more information you put out, the better. And also in the long run, with legality reasons, it's just better to have this information. But just try to find it if you can. If you can't, like I said, some people don't anyways, so it's not a big deal, but I do recommend you do it. This does not need to be filled out. You're going to hit save to make sure everything is saved. Okay, and then you're going to go back to your loop.